So I'll talk us in a sec. We'll go 3, 2, 1, and then we'll start.
Yeah, cool.
Usually my editor, Sean, picks up something that I say in the next 5 seconds and puts it in the like little preview.
Do a little plan. Yeah.
I always think I'm not talking, and he'll put it in. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Human Alchemy with Will McLaren. Now, Will was a Royal Marine for 5 years before moving to London, dabbling in a few different things before settling on starting a business that he's now running called Metrix. Metrix is a fitness competition that is rivaling Hyrox. So we will go all into Royal Marine selection, what it's like actually being a Royal Marine, leaving that, and then starting a business that requires a huge amount of upfront capital, a huge amount of work, all whilst juggling a day-to-day job and hopefully moving into it full time. So enjoy this episode with Will McLaren. Will McLaren, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
I'm very good. Are you ready to take my loyal listeners on a wild ride?
I am. I'm a bit nervous, you know. This is like the first time I've been in the studio doing a podcast.
It's weird. I think first one I did, I was shaking in my first podcast and I didn't listen to what they were saying at all. It's just like this.
Yeah. I've got a bit of like imposter syndrome going on here as well. It was funny when you asked. I was like, no, this is happening. I was like, it's quite a cool feeling. But I still don't feel like I'm there yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think a lot of people feel that because it happens slowly for you as well. Whereas when I first met you about a year ago, and from my end, everything you've done has been unbelievable. And also, you were a Royal Marine.
Yeah.
Like that alone, I think, warrants these sort of conversations. How long ago did you leave the Royal Marines?
2012.
2012?
I was so young still. I was 24. I left the Marine.
Wow. And you did 4 years?
Yeah, kind of 5 years. You have to give a year's notice and you got to serve a minimum of 4 years. And I kind of did my 4. And I was like, no, I think this is it. I need to leave. I've got other plans. Just 4.5 by the end of it. So
we will get into, as I've probably already said in the intro, but you're doing something very cool, creating an event in the fitness space it sounds awesome, and we will get into that. But I think it's a good place to start with the Marines. So talk me through that process. How do you decide you want to join the army? The Navy.
Yeah, the Navy.
Not get that wrong.
Be careful. It's funny, man. When I was young, I was quite a tearaway. Yeah. I didn't have any direction. I didn't have any purpose, you know. And I remember I was playing cricket, and there's one lad called Joel Oliver. I don't know if he's still serving. He might be Special Forces, you know. I can't remember, but I remember I was young, and he left to join the Marines. I remember he came back and he looked like a different human.
Really?
Mate. He looked like he just leveled up, and I was a bit like in awe because he might have been a year older, maybe the same age as me, and he just looked like he's changed. And
sharp,
mate. He's gone from like a boy to a man. I remember seeing that, and I was always a bit like, whoa. And I decided, you know what, I need to do something, you know. And I wasn't a professional sports person like yourself. I was always into fitness. So yeah, I decided to go down to the careers office, and they just said, "Have you thought about the Marines?" And I was like, "Okay, let's go.
Let's give it a crack." So that's the bit I think everyone's interested in is the selection process.
Yeah, training.
It's quite long as well, isn't it, for the Marines?
Yeah, Marine training is long. It's just over 8 months or 8 months long, and it's, you know, it changed me as a person.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
Just the training itself?
Just the training itself, yeah. I mean, you know, that's the bit I was really interested in. You know, going from a young lad, you know, not left home yet. I think I was 18. 18. I was 19 when I joined, and then, going away from home for that long and just sort of setting out on your own path, on your own journey.
And where is it? It's down in, is it Limpstone? Is that the...
Yeah, so the Commando Training Centre, I still get scared when I go there. And I remember going to Paddington Station. I lived in Kent at the time. Get the train to Paddington, and then when you join up, you get these black, these long black duffel bags, and you see all the lads going back to Lympstone. This is what it's called, CTC in Lympstone, with these black duffel bags, all looking petrified, like short hair. You get the train to Exeter, and there's a train from Exeter station to Lympstone, and you just see all the recruits in it. It's a really slow-moving train as well.
Oh, really?
And Bottom Field is next to the train station, and it's Bottom Field is like where we do like the assault courses and the ropes, and you get thrashed on there by the PTIs. And the train pulls in really slowly past, then it stops, and then you get off, and then that's it. It has its own station there, and then you're straight in, and that's it.
So, is there, as part of the training to be a Royal Marine, is there something that stands out as the hardest part of it?
You know what? There was only one time I really was like going in the field. It's all hard, right? It's all difficult. Like unless you're a certain type of bloke, you probably are going to struggle in that environment. It's a very masculine environment, especially back then. Yeah, it was hard. And there was one time, I think it was probably halfway through training, and we did something stupid. Like we all stayed out. We were supposed to. So basically, the further you go down training, you have curfews of when you're allowed to come back in. It's kind of like you get to a certain level, are you allowed to stay out later, right?
Yeah.
All of us decided as a troop to break the curfew and just stay out till 2 a.m. And because we have this thing in the Marines, 1 in, all in.
Yeah.
So you're all doing it, you're all in it together. And they kind of teach you that. So I feel like on one hand, when we did that, they were obviously pissed off, but they kind of respected it.
Yeah.
But the ramification of doing that was pretty bad. And they took away, like, it wasn't the thrashings. The thrashings you can deal with because, a thrashing's basically where they just, like, they beast you up and down and wake you up a bit at night and, like, thrash you up and down hills in the mud. That's okay. What really got me was they took 3 weekends away from us, so we weren't allowed to go home. And I was so pissed off because I wanted to go back. I think it was I missed something important, and it really upset me. And that was the only time ever. That was, for me, was the hardest time in training. Something so small about taking away something you were really looking forward to doing.
Yeah, it's sort of personal as well.
Yeah, that really got to me. That was the only time I was like, that really, that was the one thing out of everything I can really pinpoint. But that was probably the hardest time. I was like, they do it quite a lot in like special forces training. They take away, like, they tell you that here's something, and they take it away, and that can be the breaking point. I didn't, but it was like, that was...
Well, that was the thing that used to, like, I mean, I'm not even going to try and equate what we do in rugby to the special forces, Marines, SAS people. But the hardest training sessions were ones where they wouldn't tell you how long the fitness test was, because you were there. It's the uncertainty. Uncertainty is the worst thing in the world, because you're like, I don't want to push. They're like, you better push. We're not going to tell you when it's happened, but you better push hard. You're like,
That's it.
But how do you get so... Yours are definitely worse. We had to do one thing when I was at London Irish. We went in my second year to this place in Ireland for Irish Special Forces. We got on this bus. They told us we were going to like a restaurant or something. And these people come on, and they come on. They're like, right, everyone off the bus, get off. But they put us into the dirt in like a clothing. We had to like crawl on the floor for like 10 minutes. That. And some senior players were like, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for this. And if you see them do it, you're like, I also didn't sign up for it. But I can't say it because I'm an academy player. But we did one day of it, and I was like, no chance. Sit-ups in the sea and all this. So I was like, no way. But you did that for 8 months.
Yeah. All recruits do it.
How do you get through those thrashings? Do you never think, fuck this?
You got to flip the negative to a positive. You must talk about this, right, doing your talks. It's always a positive, because at the end of the day, you're just doing extra training. I just kind of, and also I kind of smiled through it. Does that make sense? Did
you see other people dropping out, though? Did other people not get through?
Yeah, some people, no, but it's, you're in it together again. Everyone's doing it. And you see the senior players do it. You just get stuck in. And for me, it's just a big game, right? It's a big game the whole way through training. You have to think of it like that. Game, you're learning, you're getting better, you're improving as a player, but it's a game.
So what, would you use any like mental tricks when you're crawling in the mud and you're like, well, this is grim, to get to the end? Or
it's funny, when you're that age, you're just so naive. You just do anything. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't. When you're young, it doesn't matter. You just like, as you get older, that's when it gets harder, I think. So being that age, you're just like, I'm never going to stop, right? And actually, I did a half Ironman last year, and 2 parts, right? Believe it or not, I used to be in the Marines, but I'm a terrible swimmer.
Oh, really?
But I'm a terrible swimmer. And I had to reteach myself how to swim for the half Ironman. Like, I didn't have any. I had a couple of lessons from my mate Robin. She was great, but I I had to reteach myself how to swim. And I remember, and I only swam in wetsuits. And you swim in a wetsuit.
Yeah, more
It's way easier, right? You're buoyant. And you can just like, it's wicked. At this time, man, 70.3, it's like the sun's just coming up because you start so early. And they're like, guys, there's no wetsuits. And I was like, what? Like, what do you mean there's no wetsuits? The water's too hot. And I was like, no way. I remember getting to the start and I was like, oh, this isn't going to go well. This is not good. So I was getting, everyone's jumping in. I jumped in and I just remember, I was like, I'm not a person to flap, but I was literally like, oh, this is tight. And it took me about 10 minutes, right, to like muster, just to get myself the breathing and everything. I was just like, okay, you got this. Did the swim. And then I remember I did the cycle and I got to the run and it was tough, right? And this was only a half and I want to do a full. But I started saying to myself, the words in my head was, you will never stop. Yeah. You will never stop. And it's something I picked up as I got older. Like you said, like affirmations, right? What gets you through? Affirmations for me got me through the Ironman, half Ironman. But in training, I didn't have that because I was just young. I just knew.
You did it.
It's not only that, but it's also the failure, right? No one likes failing.
Yeah.
And that's for me probably one of the biggest. Obviously, you do fail. I failed in business many times, but that's one of the motivators to me. I was like, to prove people wrong.
Yeah.
Anyone that's ever doubted you, you want to prove wrong. And it's the same in the Marines. Some people didn't think I was going to do it. It's the same in business with Metrix. People didn't think I was going to be able to do it. And proving people wrong is probably one of the motivators that I use to help me, get through bad times. I don't know if it's like a good or bad thing, but it just kind of seems to work for me.
It's definitely powerful. I think there's that feeling when it's getting uncomfortable. And if you've got something that you can lean on that will motivate you, then why not?
But people have always underestimated me my whole life. And, being able to prove them wrong is quite a powerful thing, I think.
Yeah, I think as long as it doesn't bleed into every aspect of your life,
no,
where you're just like
for sure
obsessed where you can't let someone out your
No.
It's more just in those moments.
Yeah, it is.
Can I ask as well, so of those thrashings, were there any that were like, that's the one you really don't want to do?
Anything cold and wet. When you have to, when you're in the field, right, and you're dry, your boots are dry, and you're in the field for like, a week or 10 days or whatever, and you get wet, like you ain't getting dry, right? As soon as point it's wet. So anything in the cold and the wet, and you used to do anything like even doing the wet and dry routines, horrible in winter. You have to put wet clothes on when you get ready, and then dry clothes on in bed. So any thrashings that I was like, I had to get into water. Yeah. I was always a bit like,
here we go. That's the worst thing for me is always the process of getting. So we used to have training where you go out in your shorts and your top, and it's cold and it's wet and it's awful. And one club used to do this thing, the wetter and colder it was, what you had to do is second you got onto the pitch, you had to run, just slide into it. Because at that point, it doesn't get worse. So you're like, okay, it's done.
As soon as it's bad.
But when you're trying to keep yourself dry, that was the worst thing. Oh, for God's sake,
I know, that's it. But again, it's like you're wet for a week.
Yeah.
Unless it's sunny.
Yeah, see, that's where sport doesn't realise how like we go and have a nice flat white in the cafe and talk about how we might play on the weekend, and that's it. And it's all about performing at our best and creating ideal scenarios, whereas yours is training to perform in unideal.
Yeah, exactly. You need to perform on a specific moment, right?
Yeah.
For a specific time.
Yeah, obviously there's a lot that you put a lot of pressure on it, but it was like with the fitness test as well. I used to be all right at fitness tests, but I used to fear them so much because there was something in your body that was like, what
are the fitness tests?
So the one, when I started, it used to be a yo-yo test, which is like a bleep test, except you have like a little walk. You do a little walk at the end, so you do out and back quickly. You do like a little 5-meter walk, come back to the line and start again.
Yeah.
So it was it was horrible.
Timed?
Yeah, so it was basically a bleep test. And what level could you get to?
But you just walk back and then...
But you have, instead of a bleep test, you would have a little walk. And then by my third year, the Bronco came in. Have you done a Bronco?
No.
Literally every club does it now. I mean, Metrix, add a Bronco in.
I'll do it.
If you've got 60 meters of space.
We did a depot. Yeah, go on.
So, if anyone's, you're either watching on YouTube or listening, Will has his notebook, and in his notebook, he's actually got the initial sketches for the Metrix.
Yeah.
You've heard of it. But so a Bronco, you run 20, it's continuous. You run 20 back, 40 back, 60 back, and you do it 5 times in a row. So it's 1.2K with 27 turns. So decel, accel, loads of this. It's horrendous. The lactate builds up so quickly. It's
20, 40, 60. They're
20, 40,
back
60.
5 times.
Yeah, 5 times. And if a good time, I think the fastest I've heard is like a 4:07, 4 minutes 7. My quickest was 4:26. One of my proudest
Not
ones.
bad for a big lad.
I was terrible at anything getting up and down or little quick things. I had a good engine though, so that one was perfect for me. Anything else, no, not for me. There was the England fitness test, which was 5, 10, and like a diagonal with an up down. That was disgusting. The scrum arse will always be good at that.
It's just engine, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just engine work.
But the Bronco, bloody hell, you get that is because the other thing about that is quite an exciting one because you've done anyone who's fit will do it between 4 and 5 minutes, so it's over quite quickly, and it's hard. What used to worry me was the uncertainty as to whether I'd be able to keep going for the whole time because it gets so hard, you just want to give up because it's so knackering.
Yeah.
And you're worried, what happens if I give up? But you know you won't because you can't, because everyone's watching you. If you give up, like you just wouldn't do it. Like
but you were quite young, right, when you're doing that?
Yeah.
So was I when obviously in the Corps. But now, would you say if you did it now, you wouldn't give up?
Something has twigged in my head now because there was something about training back then where there was this sort of group accountability where if you were to miss the line, that was just the worst thing you could do. Like if you decided I'm going to go easy and everyone else would go, but I don't think it was I need to do it. I was scared to not do it. So now if I'm training, if I'm doing like a skier or something, I've set a time. I'm like, well, you have to hit it.
Yeah. Right.
If you don't hit it, and nothing will happen apart from, like in my head, I'm like, well, obviously this is the end of the world.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
a failure. I might as well not go home. So
I'm the same. Like even today,
yeah,
I was on ski. I was like, if I don't stay at 320 watts,
yeah,
then that's it.
But it is hot. It's definitely harder older. I do sometimes think a bit like, why are you doing this?
Yeah,
what's the point?
I think it's just ingrained after years. But I don't think that's a bad thing.
No, I think it's good.
I think it's good.
Definitely.
Keep yourself accountable.
That's one I want to ask you about as well. So I was looking at some of the Royal Marines sort of values or the charter or the ethos or whatever you call it. And, in a world of monotonous corporate values, there was one that I saw and was like, I love that one.
Yeah, I know which one it's going to be.
Which one do you reckon?
It's going to be cheerfulness in the face of adversity.
That's the one.
That's the one that always sticks out.
Cheerfulness in the face of adversity.
Yeah.
There's something about it that's so, you get it like that. Do they look for it in training? Is it something that's encouraged or is it just on the thing and you all sort of look at it?
Yeah, I mean, this is typical British, like just being a Brit, laughing in hard circumstances, or when it gets tough, or having a joke with someone when you think the world's closing in. That's like that is the Brits through and through. Yeah. I feel like, and I feel like we've got a reputation for that as well. But when you're in these hard moments, and I'm sure you have this in rugby as well, and someone makes a joke, and it's just spirits get lifted. It doesn't matter.
Lets off the pressure.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's a really good one, and I still use that to this day. That's one I actually still remember now.
If you had to have one quality, I think that's something I'd be like, someone who can make light. We used to have players where everyone was feeling unbelievable pressure for a big game, and they would have this ability to just be like, they'd be like, you'd be doing your stretch in like a circle or something, and they'd be like on this side, like making some stupid face or something, and you're just like, are you serious?
Yeah.
We're about to play the biggest game, and you're there.
That's
like,
exactly what it needs to be. Yeah, just I think it's not also taking it too seriously. I feel like some people can get, just tunnel visions and not think about the bigger picture. And being cheerful in a difficult situation can really help lighten the load.
It's that mood. Yeah, I think it's different to stiff upper lip. Stiff upper lip is repressive, whereas cheerfulness in the face of adversity is expressive. Like, it's something you do, and I think it can lift other people. That's a good one. But it is something they encourage, is it?
What is
like? Will they actually like talk about it, or is it more something they?
Yeah,
just
definitely.
show?
I think all the commando values and ethoses they try to they try to ingrain on you in basic training. But that's definitely one, especially when it isn't fun and things become not as enjoyable. That always sticks in your head, and it still does.
Yeah, I do love that one. Why did you leave the Royal Marines?
do you know what? The Corps a great place if you have a direction to go to. A lot of lads, you know, they kind of know what they want to do in the Corps, and that's really good because obviously when you pass training, you're a Marine, and you can go and specialise and do lots of different jobs and roles within the Marines. I kind of did training. I wasn't really interested. Obviously, there was so Hyrox just finished, which was the Afghan just finished, and I wasn't, you know.
The war had just finished?
Well, after I was about 3 years in, Hyrox finished, and it was kind of like...
What's Hyrox?
Hyrox were Afghanistan.
Oh, okay.
You know, I didn't know what else to do. I didn't want to stay in. I wanted to move to London. I know London was calling me, and I can just feel every time I was there, I was like, oh, this is exciting. This is somewhere I want to be. And, you know, I was always into fitness, and I ended up working in the gymnasium in Barnstable for my last year. And I really did it. I really loved it. And I was doing classes in the gymnasium just for the guys on camp. And that was kind of the in. And then I did a course, a PT course, because when you leave the Marines, they give you credits to go and do courses. I was like, I'm going to do my level 3. I'm going to move to London, and, you know, I'm going to join a gym. I stayed on my mate's sofa for 6 months because I couldn't afford anywhere. And that was kind of my, you know, from where I left and kind of reintegrated into civilian life, and, you know, ended up PTing at a gym in Holborn called Gym Box.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was the first one. In that first 6 months, you know, it was really fun. And, you know, it was difficult at the same time because when you're young and you join the Corps, and a lot of my friends, some of them still, and a lot of them, you know, have kind of left it, but it's such a big part of you. It's really hard to leave and let go of the past. And I found it really a struggle. And I think a lot of guys in the military do this because they carry on doing military style things once they've left. But it's really hard. Whether it's boot camps or, you know, even close protection or anything to do with, you know, obviously they're using their skills to go and do other jobs, but it's hard to let go of the Marine. Really? And it took me quite a few years to let that go. And when I did let that go, it was like a big, I just felt this weight lift off me. That was like the first part of kind of this journey of growth. I was kind of on.
How long after you left was that?
It took about 5-6 years.
Really?
Yeah,
wow,
it took a long time. It was a long time. Yeah,
it feels like there's quite a lot of parallels here with professional sport, actually, where because you know, unless you're going to be a career armed forces operator,
nothing wrong with that.
You have to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
And some players become coaches, and that's their progression. They want to do it.
Yeah.
But most sports people have to finish, and then that identity is the biggest thing that you kind of. I think my first day, someone asked me what I do, and I was no longer a rugby player, and I almost went to say I'm a rugby player, and I went and I stopped. I was in an existential crisis right there, and I'm like, just held frozen. But I was like, I don't know, what do I do now? Just a guy, I guess.
Was it the same for you?
So mine, I kind of knew I wanted to finish. I'd had a few concussions, and I was a bit like, okay, I think we're pretty much got. I felt I'd squeezed all the juice out of the lemon, and if that's an expression, and knew I'd kind of ready to move on, but you don't realise how much that identity has attached itself to you. So I had been playing rugby since I was 7, and if I'd meet family friends, they'd say, "Oh, you're Ross, you're the rugby one, right? Like you're the one who plays rugby," and suddenly you're not. And I didn't really watch rugby anymore, so I didn't really associate rugby at all. But it was quite strong. So I think it took something else to be the thing that I was going after to let that go. You still sometimes. You used to tell people a professional rugby player, and you know they've never heard of you, but they'd still go, "Oh, that's cool." Yeah. Do you know what? I imagine when you say you're a Royal Marine, you must get a bit of a, "Oh, wow."
Yeah, it's cool,
and that's nice. But you don't, you know,
it isn't you.
Yeah,
it's a part of you, right?
Exactly. And I imagine this is something I've said to a few other players who are a bit worried about retiring. It's like you within the rugby team have an identity that isn't the rugby guy because you're all rugby guys.
Yeah.
So you have an identity. And when you come out of it, you forget that you have that identity, and you're like, "Oh, I'm the rugby guy." It's like you weren't that there.
Yeah.
You had your own little personality in the way you were in the team, and you you have that. You just have it outside of sport. So I think sports people struggle with it a lot because
it's the same. It's essentially
there is support, but
yeah,
I love the fact that they gave you like, or is it? Oh, maybe it was a bit. I don't know. They gave you course credits and they try and help you. Is it a bit soft touch, or do they help you?
I mean, yeah, they do. I think it's like their duty. They have to give everyone. What isn't done enough is the support, like emotional support.
Really,
it's hard, especially like obviously you're having lads, right? I've got a couple of mates. They've gone to Iraq. They've gone to Afghan. They've done multiple operations. They've been blown up. Afghan was horrendous for a lot of the lads because, you know, the barmering, going out and doing patrols. Like you're in a, like, you know, it's just essentially, you know, you're seeing the lads getting blown up. A lot of these lads are young as well. They're 18, 19. When you're that age, you can't deal with these things very well. It's really sad that they're not getting the type of support they need. And, you know, I've got a group on WhatsApp. It's 120 lads, all ex-Marines.
Really?
And 2 weeks ago, lad killed himself. You know, this happened last week. My mate was at a funeral on Thursday to another lad that killed himself. And it's just such a regular, normal thing now. It's a normal. And these are the type of lads that, you know, if they haven't got an issue with committing suicide because they've done and see shit. A lot of people, you know, can't even imagine. So what, you know, it's a shame they don't get the support that they need once they do leave. But there's a lot of good things starting up. I work with a charity called Rock to Recovery. They're amazing. They give free counselling to ex-service members. You just got to phone them up and see if it's a problem.
Oh, really?
Great. Rock to Recovery. There's a few more as well. Some really good guys out there, and it's starting to make a change now because people see how devastating it is for the lads that have left.
Yeah, that's awful. It's
terrible.
Almost normalised that you just expect.
I think there's one in rugby as well, right? You have, you know, it's important to have these communities to help like rugby players that are left, or, you know, like you said you had a few concussions, right?
Mm.
And after Lewis Moody and, you know, him getting diagnosed, it's absolutely heartbreaking. And I feel like, you know, it's another group of people that need to have that support,
especially those players. So that it's not exact science, but a lot of the players that develop those problems later on, they've played a long time and they've had high attritional positions, so they make a lot of it's all the small impacts. So look, you know, touch wood, but I count myself lucky. I retired early.
Yeah,
I was a back, and luckily I didn't.
Does it worry you?
Oh, without doubt, there's an anxiety that I got from one concussion that was like a deeper trauma. But I didn't feel like I had it, but I'd go back on the pitch and I'd fog over. If it was the pitch where the concussion happened. And I had this thing where I was really worried that something bad, your brain does it attaches to the worst possible outcome sometimes, especially when you've got that kind of anxiety. And I'd never had anxiety before in my life, so it was like, what the hell is this? I don't want to go to the shops, I don't know why. I was like, what the hell is this? And then someone was like, yeah, it's anxiety after some kind of traumatic event. But I didn't feel like I'd had one, but my subconscious obviously did.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But there's more support, is what I was trying to kind of say, hopefully in rugby, but
for sure.
In the military as well. So that's a positive.
Yeah, hopefully it's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, it is.
But on a more positive note.
Yes. that took a dark turn, didn't it?
It did.
I think it needs to be said, though. It
does. I think, you know, you can't brush it under the carpet. These are scary things that happen all too regularly. But when I first met you and you were talking about a few things you were looking to do, and the next time I saw, and you very kindly actually gave me a free program as well, which started cracking the whip on me a little bit after a little bit of time off.
Yeah.
That was 5 minute long lunging. That was disgusting.
Fun. Yeah.
But next thing I saw, you were launching a fitness event called Metrix. Now, for context, for anyone who's listening who's unaware of the, I guess you call it a bit of a craze that's going along at the moment. Not craze, it's just a new thing. And Hyrox or Toby, what really kicked it off, would that be fair?
Yeah, it's kind of like so Hyrox were the first to kind of put on these, well, CrossFit was, but Hyrox sort of really started to push these large fitness events a couple of years ago now, and it's really caught on and it's become a global trend. Hyrox, everyone's doing it everywhere. You've done one, I've done one, you know, people do them, they enjoy them, and it gives people something to train for. So
So Hyrox, for anyone listening who's unaware, Hyrox is an event that happens in a big hall. You do a kilometres run followed by some kind of exercise, a ski, a row, a kettlebell thing. And there's a K running in between each one. There's 8 events, and it takes between an hour and 2 hours for most people. And it's taken off. It's sort of the event that people that go to the gym do.
Yeah.
But there is a challenger. There is a challenger. There is a
We're
shark
coming.
in the
We're
water
coming,
in the
Ross.
form of Metrix.
We are coming, okay? We are a new brand. This is our first year of doing events. We've had 3 events in the UK, 2 in London, 1 in Manchester, and it's gone pretty well so far.
Yeah, it's exciting. And I think the best place to start with this is, so firstly, tell me what the actual event is. What happens at Metrix if I'm a participant?
Okay, so Metrix is a fitness competition, right? Fitness competition had to be the main thing, had to be the bit in the center of the rock, right? That is what we are, we're a fitness competition. And it consists of 5 stations. Yeah. Each station is 10 minutes long, and you and your partner, it's a partner workout, will compete together to get the most meters or reps or lengths. The first 10-minute station is a ski erg. So you go, I go. 4-minute recovery. Burpees over line, 4-minute recovery. Rower, 4-minute recovery. Bike erg, 4-minute recovery. And then the last 10 minutes is split into 5 minutes of shuttle, sled pushes, 5 minutes of shuttle runs. And then you're done.
Okay, and you're basically counting, is it calories that you get on the meters? Or
we're the first fitness competition to utilize technology. So we have no judges, because the judges kind of take away from the experience. We didn't want any judges.
Absolute nauseous, actually.
So yeah, we do these events in like incredible locations, and when you got judges, and we have like the lighting, and you got the DJs playing, and the judges would take it away. So we used technology in the form of tablets. And the tablets can track your meters, they can track your reps. There's like a motion capture on one of them that can sort of make sure you do correct burpee technique over the line. And the other one is kind of tapping a button each time you do a length. And it works really well because those can upload to leaderboard straight away. There's no lag. And yeah, it's something we're developing at the moment. We have a tech team that are developing tech for us now, and we do our fundraising. A lot of the money will go towards that, to make it a better experience.
And does everyone do the same order? So you start with a ski. So you've got, how does that work logistically? Because you've got all the people. Do they go in like drafts?
Yeah, we call them waves. So they go in waves. So the first one's a ski. So obviously the first wave will go. They'll do their 10 minutes, okay? And then they'll get to the next station. The new wave will come, and it just goes round.
Oh, perfect! Yeah,
it's like a Ferris wheel, right? People just keep coming in and going out, and everyone's working together. And we have a saying at Metrix, and this is something that makes us different to any other fitness comp. Everyone starts together and they finish together. Okay, so say when you're back in London Irish, and the lads are like, lads, let's go do Metrix. 40 of you could start on station on the skis together, and you'd go around together the whole way.
Yeah.
And then you end together. You can arrive at the venue by a bus. You can have ice baths and saunas at the end, which we have, and, food, and we have drinks, and, we have entertainment there as well. So, it's a whole day out experience that we're trying to give people, not just like an event you come to and then you do the race and you go, a competition and you go. We're trying to give people an experience they can stay for and enjoy, hopefully.
Yeah, mate, sounds unbelievable.
That's the goal.
How did you come up with the idea?
So after I left the Marines, I started PTing, and then I started coaching classes. And I've been involved in, CrossFit, functional fitness, coaching classes for a long time. It's a skill I've developed over the years of just doing it so many times. Repetition, right?
Yeah.
Like repetition. And there's one gym I work at still. It's called KXU. And in KXU, they've got the lighting, they've got the sound system, and it's kind of like just a big open gym, and you can program what you want. And I remember I used to go to all these like CrossFit boxes or gyms, and it was like bright white lighting, this lighting, like
really annoys me when I look into it.
Yeah, it's not only that. It's just like there's no. For me, and probably for you, I can train anywhere. I don't really care. I can do a sweat. I can sweat, but we're different, right? We can do that. We don't mind just putting in a pain cave. I would say probably 90% of people, they need to have some sort of stimulus. They need to enjoy it, right? They need to enjoy the experience you're giving them, especially if one, you don't really want to go to. So how can you make someone, a normal person that doesn't really like the gym, enjoy working out? Firstly, you need good programming. That's a must, right? It has to be safe, has to be accessible, okay? It has to actually make sense. So that was the first challenge. Second one was, well, in my experience, I know if you incorporate some lighting and some banging tunes, people will have a better time, right? Even if they don't want to do the workout, they'll still dance, right? Okay. So remember, it's everyday people. And then, it has to be in a cool environment as well. So you need these things to make working out more fun. And that's what we're trying to do. Like I've done a lot of the fitness comps out there, I've won a couple of them, and it's the same. For me, it's okay because, this is what I do. I enjoy doing that. But for a lot of people, they don't enjoy it. So we wanted to make a fitness comp, a fitness competition accessible, fun. And, that was my thought process going in. And from the experience I've had at KXU and doing it with people, I know what worked. I can practice this on loads of people. I can practice the format. I can practice the music. I can practice the lighting. And just from trial and error and years of experience, I knew a format that would work. And me and my co-founder, Toby, we were like, we had this idea and we're like, how can we get what we put in class? Because the classes are packed. How can we do that on a bigger scale?
Right.
How can we give people that experience, but on steroids? Right. How can we make that even more fun?
Yeah.
Right. And we came up with the idea and we found the biggest location we could find, and we just went absolutely massive. And we had to go big to make a statement. Not only to make a statement, but to make people realize what we're trying to do.
It's very cool. And I think you've definitely tapped into something. There are some people that won't go to the gym, but they will go to the spin class with the music and the lights and everything. And it's a good bit of fun. But answer me this one. For anyone who's listening who has organised a birthday, they'll know that planning an event is a nightmare. You are planning huge events. How do you do it?
Firstly, you need a good team in place. These things don't work without a team.
How big's your team?
There's 4 of us.
Okay.
There's 4 of us. Yeah. And I feel like, the team for me, I've always been a team player. Same for a lot of guys coming out of rugby. Same with the military. You're always in a team. And if the team works well, anything's pretty much achievable. And I'm a big one for not fate. I read a book recently last year. This is before this happened, actually, called The Surrender Experiment.
Okay. I heard of that.
And it's a book about letting things happen. Things happen organically. Don't push for it too hard. Okay. Obviously, you work hard. You're really good at what you do, and you surround yourself in the right environment. And I put myself in the right environment, worked hard, and I kind of had people came around at the right time, at the right place.
Yeah.
And it clicked. There's myself, I said Toby, my co-founder, Arva, and Luke. And without those guys, this probably would never have happened. Okay. It just so happened the team was there and we managed to make it work. And everyone was so good at their unique skills, like operations or marketing or branding. And we all graphed as well. And, we didn't know what we were doing on that first event. I had no idea.
Yeah.
Ross, I didn't have a clue, mate. I was so naive. But again, like saying earlier, do you remember with Start Training? Sometimes naivety's a really good thing to have.
Yeah.
Because you're just going into it. You're just going, yeah, let's do it.
You don't know what you don't know.
I have no idea. We had no money either.
Tell me,
mate, we booked the venue. We had no money in the account. It's like, we got a fine.
Yeah, we'll pay. Don't worry. The money will come.
We paid them the day before. They're saying we're not going to pay. We're not going to let you run the event until you put the money in the bank. The day before, we all had to go into our savings and ask our family for 25 grand each. Otherwise, they weren't going to, because we didn't get the investment, right? Yeah. And then the first event near was like this close to not happening.
How much does the event hall
alone
alone
that
cost?
first one was unbelievably expensive.
How much was it?
I think all in all, like it's over 400 grand.
Oof. So you did say something. Remember when I said like, because just so everyone knows, there were 2 instances where I thought, right, I need to catch up with Will. Once I was sat on the tube and someone next to me, literally maybe a month after I saw you doing it, was scrolling on the Metrix page about to book, and I was just being nosy and peering over. I thought, that's cool. And then my cousin came up to me the other day and went, should we do a Metrix? And I was like, no way, this thing's... But you said when I first messaged you, well, I've sunk about 500k, so I might as well talk about it. I might as well have a chat about it. How do you, like, it feels like you need so many things to come together. You need to book the event. You need to get the ticketing right. You need to get all the equipment in the right place. You need to get the people on the day actually running. You need to get the ice bars. You need to get the saunas. You need to get the music right. I'm getting a migraine thinking about it.
Yeah, it's horrendous. We hired 2 of the guys, Arthur and Luke, and we had to get them to leave their jobs to work on it full time. Right, we had to convince them. No, this is gonna hit. This is gonna hit hard. It was quite an easy sell to them because they said they've known us for a while. They knew what we were trying to do, and without those guys coming on board full time, it would have been really hard. But they came on board full time. One's head of ops, and he was organising all the bits. We had some external help from the Broadwick, who owned the location. They helped out quite a lot as well, which was really nice of them. Really good group of guys there. And then, the market is just getting people together. Like, no, mate, no one knew what we're trying to do, right? No one understands what we're trying to do, like with the music and the fitness and making it not like cheesy, making it a proper workout, not crap, right? We went down to the location and we had to just pull together a load of people and a load of, we had to call our friends a videographer, and we had to shoot like in the middle of this giant arena. There's nothing in it. A video to explain to people what we're trying to do, and it was terrible. Like I look back on it now, I was like, oh, how did we sell it? It was, but we just had to graft, right? We worked with a ticking company, and we sunk. Like the biggest error was we sunk so much money into them first. Maybe it wasn't an error, but we sunk so much money into marketing it, and we got like probably 600 tickets sold, which we were quite happy with, to be honest. But when you go into these things thinking you have like 10,000 people. 600, but we managed to get the numbers up on the day to about 1,000.
Wow.
1,000 people for our first comp. And as it wasn't, we were quite happy with that, and we had probably more people roll in as spectators as well. So, the organisation was hard. I couldn't have done it without the team, and we were just, head of marketing, head of ops. It's very important to hire people that are a lot better at what you do.
Yeah.
It's so important, right? It's
Absolutely,
like you need people who know what you're doing. Like I have no idea about marketing or operations, and everyone's working towards that end goal now.
But it is a very cool product, and I think it's probably worthwhile going into this. But there are a few fitness competitions. Off the top of my head, there's like turf games, but that's a bit different.
I know Andy, the owner of Turf Games. He's done so well. He's taken it global, and it's a different kind of event to ours.
Yeah. So that's the question. So you've got Turf Games.
Yeah.
You've got Hyrox, which is quite a clear competitor, and they're doing really well. And the way they do, I did one with a friend of mine, Thomas, in Hamburg, and it was a fun weekend away. And you've said that that's something you're quite keen to get into. But then you also have, there's that other one. What's it called?
Athex.
That's it.
Yeah, Mr. Marchon's brand. So they used to be called NFG, National Fitness Games, before.
Yeah.
Again, we used to compete at that a lot. Me and the lads.
Did you have a team name or something?
UK Bootnecks.
The
UK Bootnecks, notorious. It's great.
The Mavericks.
Mavericks, mate. They were fun times.
Okay, so this is the question then.
Go on.
Why is Metrix so different?
Oh, that's a good question. And it's very simple, actually. It's because, number one, you can do a Metrix and not train for it. You won't do very well, but you can come and not train for it and not feel worried that you won't do very well, because you can soak in that atmosphere. But saying that, if you want to do well, you push it, and it's probably one of the hardest workouts I've ever done.
Because every single one is like, you're in for 10 minutes.
It's send. And if you know what scores to get, if you're competing against other people, it's brutal. Also, it's fun.
Yeah.
This is the most important thing. it has to be fun. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. And I mentioned it earlier. Like, it's so important for fitness to be fun. I feel like we're so far away from that now. It's got to a point now where people are doing like their like little routines they have. They're taking away from the point. You know, it's meant to be fun. Like, Tough Mudder back in the day. It's just fun fitness, right? People just get stuck in. And I feel like we've come away from that, and we need to have that element of fun, community, you know, and accessibility into one workout. And that's why I think where Metrix is the strongest, because we have those three important values that people can kind of resonate with and see. People can come. You know, they don't have to be the fittest. And also, when you go into these events, it's like bright light, you know, and people can see you. In Metrix, people, I don't care. They're just in their little zone. It's dark, the lights are on, DJ's playing, and they're just going for it.
Yeah.
And nowhere else is like that. No other fitness comps like that.
Yeah, it sounds. I mean, I'm gonna do one. I'm gonna sign up with my cousin. Yeah,
7th.
We're gonna get into it.
Yeah,
but I feel like what you've described there as well is like the Royal Marines, where you say cheerfulness in the face of adversity. That's what you're going for here. Is it's going to be unbelievably hard, but enjoy it. Like, this is a fun thing to do.
I love it. That's exactly what it is.
See, marketing. So, does the idea of going up against something that's massive at the moment, like Hyrox, is that quite exciting for you? Do you like that element of it?
Yeah, they're so big, they can't see us yet, I don't think. We're even on their radar.
Yeah. But
we will be. Like, next year, we've got plans to go global. We're about to hopefully do a deal that will see us kind of have the ability to go out and really go everywhere. So next year's a big one for Metrix. We're planning on doing multiple countries on multiple continents as well.
And I'm assuming you can't talk too much about.
I don't want to talk about it too much yet, because, you know, you'll see it all on social media when it's it's out. But it's super exciting, and, you know, I just feel like there's such a big gap in the market, and this is what people really want. I always said to the guys, like, we are pioneering fitness entertainment. No one has done this before. No one's incorporated the fitness competition serious side of training with something that is actually a good product, with the entertainment, the DJs, the lights, the environment, something where it's like you're part of the show.
Yeah.
You're going to a show, you're part of that show. And that's what I want people to feel.
So are you looking at, so the one thing I'm thinking is there going to be, in the same way in these other events, like you got your CrossFits and you got your Hyroxes, where there are the top people in it, are you going to look to introduce like
an elite?
Yeah.
Not elite. I don't like the word elite. I like the word pro.
Yeah.
We've got plans for that as well. That's coming out. That's something big we've got planned around that.
We'll just make sure you let me know early, because I will need to clear my calendar.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah. I'll send you a training program.
I'll be all right, as long as the deal's big enough. It does sound just super exciting, and I think what we'll have to do is, in a couple of years, get you back on and see where it's at, because
if you don't ask me on, I know I haven't made it, so I'll be very.
Well, there we are. I mean, they
That's
do.
the motivation.
Well, we'll see where the podcast is at that point. No, it's good, but look, mate, I think we've pretty much that has flown by, hasn't it? Everyone looks at the clock and goes, "Oh, that went quickly." And that's when you're talking to someone that's just a very natural conversationalist.
Wow, went really quick.
Which is me.
Yeah.
By the way.
It's attachment. It just helps things. I don't know what it is.
It soothes my guests. I soothe my guests. Mate, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you are a busy man, and hopefully you can get straight back into planning the next competition. And I hopefully will see you in Feb for it. Thanks for coming on. It's been a pleasure. All the best.
Thanks, Ross.
So there we are, episode with Will McLaren. As always, anyone who gets to this point in the episode, I very much appreciate it. If you have any feedback whatsoever for the show, at the moment it's Sean and I, and we have our opinions, but it would be great to hear what listeners think, especially people that spend the time to get to hear in the show. If you have any feedback, or episodes you thought were good, episodes you thought weren't so good, or any insight on that can help us, it genuinely be really appreciated. So do shoot me a message, or any way you can reach me. It will be massively appreciated. But thank you for listening, and have a great day.